have to start doing the layering for the sponges. But before that, we need to choose which layer we cut. So I'm going to go for the vanilla first. Place it here. If you have this, you can just simply cut it off. The funda with every layering is the right amount of sugar syrup. So once you douse the sponge like that, it's going to make your life a little easier. You notice when you press it down like that, or you can use this dry knife, you press it down, the knife gets totally moist. That's a good indicator that there's enough of. This is the creme légère with fruits in it. I'm going to put a nice heap on this. You can weigh this through the tea also. So usually one spoon that we weigh out here will be roughly around 85 grams. Since you're doing the layering and all of it together, you maintain a small container like this with water, spread this around. The same concept works for all the cakes. I mean, if you're doing a chocolate cake or cream cake, it works in the same concept. Just simply move it around there. Keep it one place and just turn this. That will help out to smooth this. So you see there's a good amount of fruit everywhere. Obviously there are a lot of chefs who do it slightly differently. Some of the chefs put the top. Can do it that way also, no problem. So into a side coat, you want to make sure there's some excess amount of. So you have a excess amount, all the excess amount is left on the side. So you've taken out everything. You go for the next layer. So don't bother if it is cut like that, don't mind. Don't get very, again, just douse it. Using a brush like this, it's easy as a sugar syrup device. But this is the easiest technique that I can show you. So I'm just showing you this technique as well. If this is dirty, no problem. Just spread this around. So the cake I'm making is a half kilo cake. Spread down nicely like that. And again on the side. So we do have some fruit on this, some fruit pieces. You can bring them back again. It's really simple. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are really masters at this, but I still wanted to just demonstrate this in the right manner for those who have not done this before. And you will obviously find your own comfort ways of doing this. So some chefs do the finishing with the help of a knife, some chefs use a foot ruler, some chefs use a scraper. It entirely depends on what you are comfortable using. Whatever you use, make sure it's well sanitized, it's hygienized, and you don't have any kind of dirt on it. So don't use something which is dirty. Same time this is done, I'll just show you with a little press in my hand. There's enough moisture here. Crumb coat is a coat which you can apply to your cakes to arrest any crumb movement. So it's quite simple and it sounds very textbook definition, but I don't know who invented that definition. This is a simple way of saying that because there is no crumbs being exposed. So sometimes even if it looks like it's going to crack, don't worry, be gentle with it. And take out the excess cream. You don't need so much cream. For a crumb coat, you need very little cream because you're trying to just arrest crumb movement. Okay, when you're doing the sides, use this kind of a planing action. This kind of planing action is very important. You can use even the side action like this if you want, if you're more comfortable doing that. Gradually bring it upwards. Once it's come up like that, you can simply do the finishing. To do the finishing, press the screen down like that. Now you notice that there is a patch of cake here which does not have any cream on it. For that you can take some excess cream and just cover it up like this. So every time you get a little bit of a cream, you got to work very delicately with the product. Don't work in a very haphazard and a very hasty manner. Be very relaxed with the cream. And then I'm going to take off excess cream. So my crumb coat is done. I don't need so much cream on top. So once your crumb coat is done, simply remove the excess cream. Simple finishing. Why am I teaching you this technique is because if you practice crumb coat delicate when you are working with cakes. The people who don't practice crumb coat are the ones who are really fast when they work with the cakes. So all these movements which I am doing, they'll come as a second nature to you. So you have to practice this. No amount of classes can ever make you learn anything unless you practice. If you practice, you can even just watch a video and you can get it. Once this is done, your cake is locked in place. You have done most of your work. Now you can put it in the chiller. So to put in the chiller again, carry it out onto your baseboard like this. Just finish off excess. And now this is going to go in. This is going to go in. How much cream you require? So one of the key things, one of the big secrets that we do in bakery is we always apply more cream and then we subtract. So we don't put less cream and then more cream and then more. Not really, but that's going to help me to subtract the cream from this. Now this heat is with you, so it's going to be really easy. You've got a nice gentle motion like this. So gentle motion like that. Again, you're trying to just trim off flat, but at the same time it's not a very fat layer of cream. So trying to just shave off how much you can. So this much cream, I'm going to put it back here. Remember we had this with us. You're going to keep get a nice finishing like this, and you do the sides. So this is a bit of a task, huh? Because it's like a lot of times what happens is when you're doing the sides, it's a little bit of a task. So what I always tend to do is I tend to cajole the sides without trying to touch the cake in any way. So I'm usually just kind of distributing the cream like this. As long as your cream is not dirty, you can use this side to wipe it and scrape it. The moment it gets slightly dirty, for example, if you have particles like this, just take them out and scrape them here. So I'm just gently patting it on its way, but with a hot knife. Nice clean finish like this. If you have a little bit of particle here, although you give it a crumb coat, just take it off. Now we're going to do the border coat. My knife is still hot, so I can still do the border coat. Every time I want to give it a nice finish, I'm going to keep it back into the hot water. Take off some excess. almost ready to go. Doing your borders is very important. Your borders are what's going to give you. So once your cakes are done, you can choose with the help of a comb like this. Again, dip your comb like that in hot water. So this is entirely optional. If you don't want to do it, you can avoid it. But I just prefer a comb because it reduces some amount of the cream on top of the cake. 2 rounds of the cream, comb like that, and this is done. Again, use this knife only. Again, just scrape the edges here. Get rid of this. Pick this up again from the center. Don't lift it, just slide. And that's it.
So that is the way you would like to put your runouts on the top of your fruit Florida cake. This is a very easy style of doing it, and yep, that's that. It's done. So it looks very elegant, looks very nice, and it's time to put on the fruits on top. So make sure you've got your freshly cut fruits, freshly peeled fruits. So don't peel them in advance. You can slice them in this fashion, nice thin slices, and we're going to arrange them on top of the cake like that, within the borders. Within the border runouts that we've made, we're going to arrange it in this kind of a form. So it's arranging very delicately, one slice after the other, and you need to overlap them so it looks nice and pretty. I mean, this is not the only way you can garnish it, but this is one of the easiest ways to garnish it. Next, we go in for the kiwis. So we'll go in, like, we're just doing some alternating with color here. So we've got an orange, we've got a green, we've got some yellow and things like that, and it's going to be just a little bit more colorful. So I mean, entirely depends on you how you would like to garnish it. But a little bit of color always goes a long distance, and it definitely gives you a very good eye appeal. So yeah, that's almost done. The next thing we're going to go in for is, in case you're going in to do the last layer, you can use a knife to guide it that way. Just going to peel off some fresh. So I only peel the fruit part that I require, and if there's anything that's obstructing me, especially in this monsoon, we get a little bit, we get some little specks inside the mango. Just get rid of all of that. If there's any seeds, get rid of the seeds as well. And use any kind of mango which has not that much amount of fiber, or not that much amount of that will be a very big obstruction for you. Again, we're going to garnish this in the same format, overlapping. It looks very attractive this way. It looks so you'll see the nice color play here. You'll see an orange, you'll see green, and you'll see yellow. And then we're going to top it off with some beautiful globe grapes. So if you don't get globe grapes, you can use even plums, and you can also use our regular black grapes. So using a knife like that, whenever it's obstructing you, use a knife to kind of pan it out like that. Next thing is to use the grape like this.